Hi everybody, my name is Samwel Pandila. I'm here just to present how the way of study should work in order to tackle their questions, particularly national examinations. The first thing, we are supposed to understand the question clearly. How can you understand the question clearly? Make sure you understand the topic and the things which can be found in those questions. For example, I have the question here. When you look at this question from topic known as sequence and a series in Form 3. Let us read together this question in order to understand what we are supposed to do. The question said, find the first term and the common difference of an arithmetic progression whose the fifth term is 21 and the eighth term is 30. So, in this topic, which is known as sequence and a series, there are some, we say, common terms which you are supposed to understand. The word term, common difference, and other terms. So, particularly in this question, you are asked to find the first term and the common difference, while you have given the information which is fifth term and the eighth term. So, from the given information, those unknown terms you are supposed to assume. Just mark the unknown terms in order. The marker, once you see the letter, should understand it clearly. For example, let A1 be the first term, and A5 be the fifth term, and A8 be the eighth term. The last one, D, be the common difference. Then we have the general formula in this topic. The general formula says AN is equal to A1 plus N minus D times D. So N is an real number or any number, and A there we have said A1 is, that means the first term, and so forth. Then you are supposed to substitute the value of the given information. The given information we have given A5, which is 21, and we have A8, which is 30. So from our general formula there, you are going to substitute which is A5 and which is A8. The place where there is N, you are supposed to put a number. So which number you are supposed to put? For the case of A5, is this one here. Instead of putting N, we have A1. When you take N minus 1, that means since we have N is equal to 5, so N 5 minus 1 is equal to 4, that's why we have 4D there. And the value of 5 almost we have given, which is 21. And the same as 8. The place where there is N, we put 8. So 8 minus 1 is equal to 7. That's why we have 7D there. And we have A1 plus 7D is equal to 30. So when you look there, now we have a simultaneous equation. We have equation 1 and equation 2. We know that solving the simultaneous equation, you can use any of the following method. The first method is by elimination, or you can use substitution method. So, solving those two equations simultaneously, you can use elimination, as I said, Once you use elimination, we know that is the formula for using elimination. Then there we are supposed to find the two unknowns. That means A1 we don't have and the D we don't have. So we are supposed to find those two unknowns. So when you use the elimination, we know that we are going to eliminate A1. Once you eliminate A1, that means automatically you remain with D. We know that you take equation number 1, you subtract equation number 2, or equation number 2, subtract equation number 1. So when you take equation 2 minus equation 1, that means you take A from equation 2 minus A from equation 1, automatically get 0. And you take 7D from equation 2 minus 4D, which is in equation 1, you get 3D. So here you have 30 minus 21. 30 minus 21 is equal to 9. Therefore, you have 3D is equal to 9. Our intention is to find the value of D, which is the common difference. So when you divide it throughout by 3, you get D is equal to 3. Now you have one of the unknown, now which is D. The task which you are supposed to do now, you are supposed to find the value of A1. How can you get to the value of A1? You are supposed to substitute D in any of the two equations. You can substitute D in equation 1 or in equation 2, whatever the case. Then substituting the value of D, which is equal to 3, into any of the equation, you get when you use equation 1, you get A1 plus 4 times 3, which is equal to 21. When you rearrange, you get A1 is equal to 21 minus 12. At the end, you get A1 is equal to 9. So, you have, since we are asked to find the first term and the common difference, and we said that A1 is the first term and the D is the common difference, automatically you can say now you have all of them, A1 and D, which is the first term is equal to 9 and the common difference is equal to 3. That is how we get the solution of part A. Now we are moving in part B according to our equation. Part B is this one here. Also, let us read it together. Find the 10th term of a sequence whose first 3 consecutive terms are 5, 15, and 45. Leave your answer in exponential form. So, the same topic, maybe the different knowledge here. We're asked to find the 10th term. We have given the first 3 consecutive terms, and you are limited that once you are calculating, make sure your answer should be in exponential form. So now you are supposed to determine which the value you have given, what is the information you have given. Now, in part A, we are talking about the A1, A2, that means the first terms. But here we are talking about the geometric progression, since it is a sequence. While in part A, it was a series. So now you are supposed to know which is the information you've given. Is now let some letters state what does it mean. There is G1, G2, and G3. Those G1, G2, and G3, let's say those are the first, second, and the third term of the sequence, respectively as, and R be the common ratio. So the given information we have given is G1, which is 5, and the second term, which is G2, is 15, and the last term, which is G3, is equal to 45. Remember that you are asked to find the 10th term. So we know that the formula of finding the common ratio, all of us know that, is we take G2 over G1 is the same as somebody who taking G3 over G2 or G4 over G5, whatever the case. So those are the formula of finding the common ratio. Now, we are given the first, second, and the third one. If you remember that, the first term was 5, and the second term was 15, and the last term was 45. So since we are finding the common ratio, we take that the second term over the first term, which is 15 over 5, which is 3. Maybe somebody can take G3. G3, we know that it is 45. So when you take 45, which is G3, over the second term, which is 15, you get the same answer, which is also 3, which is, we know that, the common ratio. So common ratio is equal to 3. Also, there is a general formula in geometric progression. Our general formula in geometric progression is Gn is equal to G1 times R exponent n minus 1. We know that G stands there for the terms, so it depends what the total terms you are talking to. When you are talking to the term of 10, instead of writing n, we put 10. When you are talking the fifth term, then instead of putting n there, you put that term. So n is n number or n real number, and we are talking about the 10th term. That is, we are asking to find the 10th term. So since we are asking to find the 10th term, and our general formula, it is Gn is equal to G1 times R exponent n minus 1. So you are supposed to substitute the value of n, where there is n. The value of n, it is 10. So instead of putting n, we put 10. So G10 is equal to 5 times 3 exponent. Instead of putting n, we put 10 there. So is equal to 5 times 3 exponent n 10 minus 1. When you have the exponents and you're supposed to subtract, make sure you subtract first. When you subtract there, you get 5 times 3 exponent 9 after subtracting 10 minus 1. So when you remember your question is find the 10th term and make sure your answer should be in exponential form. So you are not required to find the value of 3 exponent 9. You are supposed to leave the answer as it is. So since 3 is in exponential form, automatically that is your answer. Therefore, the 10th term is equal to 5 times 10 exponent 9. Thank you very much for your attention.